Alright, hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter World, where we're going to be continuing through the story of Iceborn. As you can see, I've got a new weapon, and I have gotten myself some up-to-date armor, so we should be good to move forward. So we're going to be entering the next phase of the game, which is going to be interesting. So we have to face Volcana. Then I believe we have a couple new monsters we have to hunt. Then I believe we have another showdown with Volcana. So kind of like how with Zora you had to have multiple showdowns, I think you have to have multiple showdowns with Volcana before you actually can hunt her. Then I think after the second showdown we have the actual showdown where we kill her. Then we have I think it's like 2 more Elder Dragons, 2 or 3. And then we have the final boss of Iceborn. Well, at least base game. There's still a ton to do for post game. Right. So, while I hang about, I'm gonna get some of the side quest stuff done. Capture a nightshade. Okay, will I get fucked over in this quest? Hey Demar! How you doing? Good to see you. Alright, so this obviously wasn't on stream, guys, but I did one of the side quests requires you to capture a Viper Tobikadachi. And I failed that quest a couple, I think I failed it once or twice. And the reason I failed isn't because he carded me, but because the game didn't show the skull when he was low health, so I accidentally killed him. Which, obviously on a capture quest, that's a no-go. God, I was so mad. Because it wasn't like... Okay, so if I just wasn't paying attention. No, the game straight... Like, I was watching for the skull when I thought he was getting low. The game just straight up didn't show it. Until I had accidentally, until I had accidentally killed it already. God, I was fucking fuming. Nothing new on this front, I believe. Alright, we're gonna depart on this quest. So we're gonna capture ourselves a Nightshade Palumu, hopefully. Actually, I forgot to equip sleep resistance. Of course I forgot it against the one monster that spams sleep as its primary method of attack. There's like only one monster in this game you need fucking sleep resistance against, and I forget to bring it. Yeah, we are fucking this guy up. Oh, what's up? To be fair, yeah, that's just Tigrex. The guy is just all aggression, no break. The best tip I can give to help hunt Tigrex is don't get greedy. He's going to charge. Just run around, let him get his charging out of his system, and go in for openings at the end of a charge. Because Tigrex tends to charge at least 3 to 4 times before he stops, and if he's enraged, he'll normally end a charge with a spin. But once you know that, you can kind of plan around it. Like, if you know he's charging, just sheath your weapon and keep running, because he will only go in a straight line. And if he's enraged, be ready to dive after the 3rd or 4th charge, because he will do a spin at the end of one of them. It's just learning the monster's habit. Obviously, I know how to fight Tigrex because I had to farm him to get this great sword off stream. And also, listen, I am a veteran of the series, so Tigrex is not exactly a new monster for me. Because he basically operates the same in every game. Just charge in one direction, like the Juggernaut. Now that I think about it, Tigrex really is just the Juggernaut from Marvel. He charges in he charges in one direction, and not a force on this earth stops him. Not even himself. Yeah, I'm guessing you're farming Tigrex to craft some bits of his armor for the free meal skill. I'm assuming that's why you're putting yourself through the hell of fighting a Tigrex. And you got this balloon bastard just casually floating around the battlefield. And he's just spam sleeping Anjanath. Ooh, yeah, that sucks. To be fair, Tigrex is actually one of those monsters, I would say it's probably easier to fight him on your own than with a group. Oh nice, you got the longsword at least. That's good. But yeah, no, Tigrex is one of those few monsters where I would actually say it's easier to fight him on alone than it is with other players. Obviously not if you get disconnected, because then it still has multiplayer health. But now you're on your own. But there is a sense, because obviously his charging, if there's multiple players, he could charge for any one of them. And considering charges make up like 90% of Tigrex's moveset, you know, it's easier to deal with if you know where he's going to charge. Because, well, if you fight him solo, you know for a fact his charge is going to be directly at you, so you can run around him. But if you're a multiplayer, you basically have to guess every charge which player he's going for. So yes, Tigrex is actually one of those few monsters I would say is actually easier to fight by yourself. Okay, where is Paluma going? All the way over there. Which, to be fair, there's not many monsters in this game where I would say they're actually harder when you've got other people. There's not a lot of them. Tigrex is definitely on that list. I'm watching the map for the skull. I'm waiting for it. Okay, he's flying away. This Angelef's gonna fucking chase me to the ends of the earth, isn't he? And I just ran past some dung I could have grabbed to get rid of him. Yeah. That said though, Damar, I don't know if you're gonna use the Tigrex armor, because whilst Free Meal Secret is good, we are about to fight Ebony Odogaron, which you might end up just using his armor just for the aesthetic, because I know you like Odogaron a lot. Oh yeah, we're definitely fighting Ebony Odogaron today. I reckon we're gonna fight it after we have our quick fight with Velkhana. Because I think the next story quest we have is Velkhana, and then I think we have Ebony Odogaron. Which I don't mind helping you farm up some pieces of his armor. I won't be able to help you farm the whole set just because, unless we get really lucky, just because at least one piece will need a mantle, and I have no idea how long that could take, because mantle's like the rarest drop these things have. But I can help you get the bulk of the armor. I just won't be able to help you get like whichever piece requires the mantle, just because. Well, unless we get really lucky. I mean, even I've been struggling to get mantles, and my luck tends to be very good. Because I've been trying to get a Glavenus mantle off stream so I can craft the full Glavenus set, and it's just not happening. Oh, okay, that is a limp. That is definitely a limp in the fly, which means I can catch him now when he lands. Let's go. He's just going up. Is he going to the nest? Or is he just going to go land over here? Looks like he's just going to go land over there, so I'll just jump to the camp. Yeah, said I can help you get the bulk of the armor because I reckon you'll be able to craft at least 4 of the 5 pieces just with like 3 or 4 Dogron hunts. It's mostly just the do we get the mantle in that one go? Where the fuck are you going? There we go. Got him. And of course, now I get the fucking Fey Wyvern gem when I'm no longer farming it. That's typical, ain't it?
We're finally going head to head with Velkhana. But why the Elder's Recess?
Okay, that's gonna require me to fight Diablos. But it's typical in this game, isn't it? Like, well, actually, it's just typical in any game that requires like farming and percentage drops. It's just like the moment you don't need to farm something, you get a bunch of them.
Let's do this.
Because the same rule applies to Minecraft. The moment you don't need like a sheep, there's just a horde of them. Yet the moment you need a sheep for like for wool to make a bed, there's suddenly no sheep for miles. That you could travel over 1,000 blocks and still not find a sheep. Oh yeah, it applies to real life as well. The moment you need something, it doesn't exist. It just ceases to be. Let's try this. Yeah, there's a couple of samurai armor sets in this game. Funny enough, some of them I believe are actually unlocked in Master Rank, and some of them are from event quests. But they're actually a full-on samurai armor in the game.
Stay tough.
Let's see. Do I actually have the ability to craft some? Let's see. Okay, out of the layered armor, I have this that I can craft, which to be fair, that looks pretty good. The Bushi stuff, which you get for just hunting Koltoroth. This, 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 that. And of course now we got some random event armors. And of course there's the Dante set, which I want to craft, but it required me to fight Arch-Tempered Teostra later. Which, granted, I've got Master Rank stuff now, so Arch-Tempered Teostra shouldn't pose a problem. But we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna set up the Discord call now. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me call the group. Like, I'm clicking the call button, it's just not registering or not letting me call it. I don't know what's going on. Discord. Yeah, you give it a go. See if you can call the group chat. It just says like it just popped up saying I missed the call from you. So something's going on. It's almost like it's auto ending the calls. Huh? I think Discord's just having a moment. Yeah, because I think you hit the call button, it just immediately popped up in the chat saying you missed a call from Damar. And I was like, it didn't even ring, so something's going on. Yeah, I think it's just Discord having a moment, to be fair. It does that. Alright, looks like we might not be voice chatting for this one then. I don't need anything yet, to be fair. There's nothing well, I'm mostly just doing side quests at the moment. Which are, these things. I think I've got two more to do. I've got a Rathian, and I've got to collect Amber, and then I've got a few here, which... To be fair, I can take care of these, like, on my own, because some of these are going to be fucking hell. This one fucking fight Tigrex and Radaban, fight Brachydios and Uragan, fucking fight Rathalos and Narkuga, capture Tigrex. To be fair, this is probably going to be the easiest out of them, just because it's one monster. Or we can continue through the story for now. And we can get you the Ebony Odogaron hunt. So you can get what I can assume is going to be the armor you're going to be running for the rest of the game.
How are things?
Alright. Here we go. So now we're going to have our first actual fight with Volcana. So I think this is a cutscene one, so it's one where we'll have to go in separately to get the cutscene, and then we can group up.
Before I left, my grandfather gave me this shard. I think he brought it back from the New World.
You don't say.
Yeah, I know. The rules say take nothing back.
Well, you know the rules. Your grandfather broke them. Gonna have to kill him.
Partner, tell me, why do you think people leave their homes and also their loved ones, knowing that they may never make it back home? I wonder what my grandfather was thinking, bringing this thing back with him.
That assumes he was
a carefree
thinking.
man, but he took researching this very seriously. In the end, he never did find out what it was. they left it to the next generation, hoping we'll succeed. And now we're here because someone believed in us. So you know what? We won't fail. I know it. Let's get you ready, partner. There's still work to do. What could have brought Velkhana to the Elder's recess?
Okay. You should be able to just rejoin back. Ooh, the ice. There's our ice dragon. To be fair, I actually do really like Velkhana's design.
Stand and fight. Claim your place in the new world.
Yeah, I got the notification on the side that you're joining. Very nice. Oh, here we go. Alright, we did enough damage. Let's admit it. We know it's not gonna be that easy. It never is. Valkana has equipped the ice armor. Handler, what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you here?
I'm sorry. Please get up.
She's been our handler, like, again for, like, what? Maybe a couple of hours, and she's almost got us killed again.
Fissure runs through here.
It's like, literally, our character only got knocked out there because the handler showed up.
You're always one step
If she had
ahead.
stayed back, we wouldn't have dove in front of the falling ice
At
rock
least
to
you're
save
lucky
her.
it's not home. What is...
Alright, so that was our first round of Volcana. Because, let's face it, we with monsters that are acting as like the boss of the story, we have multiple rounds with them. Because like for the first half of base game, let's face it, Zora is like the big boss of that one, so we have multiple fights with Zora.
First, how are you feeling?
You know, just a mild concussion.
It's thanks to you we were able to repel Volcana. We wouldn't stood a chance on our own. Terrific work. Now then, speaking of Velcana, there's still the question of where it's retreated to. Elaborate, if you would.
Gladly, sir. After its, if I may say so, harrowing battle with the A-listers, Velcana suddenly transformed its carapace and flew in retreat toward the hinterlands. We still have no idea why it transformed, let alone what reason it had for going to the Elder's Recess in the first place. And this is just my personal theory, but I think that Velcana didn't exactly retreat. I think it simply left the Elder's Recess after finishing whatever it had gone there to do.
What reason could an elder dragon from an Arctic environment have for traveling to the Everspring, the Elder's Recess?
I believe it might have something to do with the startling metamorphosis of its outer shell.
Whatever the case, we'll need to investigate more.
One last thing, sir. This newly transformed Velcana seems to be building unbelievable strength. If we don't do something, Celiana could be in danger.
Then there's no time to waste. Field team, return to the hinterlands and locate Velcana. Provisions, tech. We need to fortify our defenses.
Yep, go for it.
We'll provide weapon support from here in Astera. Be swift, but remember, each careful step or each hasty mistake may be the difference between success and failure. That is all. Dismissed.
We have to find Velcana. Let's take an expedition out into the Hoarfrost Reach. The chief said he was worried about something. I wonder what.
Alright, heading on expedition myself.
Velcana's gotta be somewhere around here. Let's get searching for clues.
Sandler is gonna get us
Velcana
killed one of these
transformed.
days.
Its power was overwhelming. A first Wyverian. Let's ask about Velcana. Its instinct to stand and fight. All we can do for now is press forward. No notable changes to the ecosystem so far.
I don't know.
Hmm?
I'm
What's that?
putting disconnects down to internet. Don't know if it's my internet or
Velcana
yours. I feel like if it was mine,
Something
I'd be the
back
one
here.
disconnecting.
It should still be around here.
But it's gotta be something to do with internet, I reckon. As for Discord, to be fair, that could just be Discord being
looks like-
Discord. But that's it.
More Velcana
I don't know,
tracks.
it could
Big
be
lead up
literally
ahead.
anything.
The chief said something interesting. The tracker missed her last scheduled contact with base. We know she was investigating the Reach. What could have happened?
Also, something I want to point out that's really funny about the researcher. Her shovel had a slinger on it. I don't know. I will at some point, but I don't know when I'll be able to get to it because I'm kind of like booked up for a while on games. So I don't know when I'll have the time for it. Is the at least at the moment, that's the thing. Because I've still got Yakuza going on.
There's more here.
And I've got like Monster Hunter going on. I've only really got the one day that's just a free day, and even then that's probably gonna get filled up with something coming next month. Like, you didn't notice it? Yeah, when she was like digging out, if you look, she had a slinger on her shovel. Which was kind of, which I just found was really hilarious.
You don't think...
I wonder if she does that in order to turn her shovel into a crossbow.
Up there. What in the world did that?
Alright, what thing is going to endanger the handler's life this time?
Isn't this...
Huh. Seems like the Earth itself is trying to kill her this time.
The cloth from the ship looks just like this. I'm sure of it. No. How is she? Legiana. Why are there so many? Hang on. We've never seen a Legiana like this. If we don't get down to her soon. Understood. Partner, I know that I can count on you. You take care of that Legiana. Leave one to the track with me.
Right, here we are with Screeching Legiana. I believe this is just what a Legiana becomes when they live long enough. So a Shrieking Legiana is just a really old Legiana that has somewhat learned how to more masterfully control its ice ability. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna try... I'll try a... turn from Expedition. I'll try that. So I'm also, like, walking around with no food skills. Oh, I think you couldn't join because it was technically still an expedition. Because I didn't back out. Because you can't naturally join expeditions unless someone fires an SOS flare. To be fair, I didn't have my food skills from eating anyway, so I was already at a disadvantage. That's alright. As I said, it gives me time to actually prepare myself for this fight. Let me check my tactical equipment. What's the con chat? Excellent. Okay, I've only got to level up the Molotov.
Good to see you.
Alright, I should probably grab some null berries to deal with the ice blight that this bitch will probably do. Makes sense, makes sense.
You take care of that Legiana. Leave finding the tracker to me.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, I will say, Velkhana's armor is also really good for longsword. As well. Because of its unique set, set skill. Oh, there's Legiana. Oh no, that's a normal Legiana, not the one we're after. Ah, there's the shrieking one. Oh, and a barrel. Ow. Wait. Okay, the map threw me off. This isn't the shrieking one. This is the normal one. Because for some reason we have a normal Legiana and the shrieking Legiana on the map. Yeah, there's two Legianas. There's the shrieking one, which is the one we have to hunt, and there's a normal one. Because, you know, for some reason, they decided to throw two different Legianas in the same hunt, and ask us to find the difference. Okay, oh, here's the shrieking one. It's asleep. Excellent, we can get a wake-up hit. Start this off. Oh my god, what the hell? How am I missing this every time? Like, I haven't got the dodge skill on that increases dodge range, so how am I just about not getting close enough to actually hit him? And he just woke up naturally. That's some bullshit. But I was doing the fucking wake-up hit technique that you do as a greatsword, and it was just about short every time. And as far as I'm aware, I haven't got the evasion skill that increases like dodge distance. So I shouldn't have been getting pushed out of the range the way I was. Oh, that's annoying. Oh god, the normal leg is here. What the heck is going on? It's just ice everywhere. Wrong one. There we go. This is just fucking chaos right now. I can't even, like, I can't even fully make out what the fuck's going on. Ooh, nice. Okay, I saw that helm splitter. Very nice. Just chaos. What the fuck is happening? Yeah, I'm in the same boat on that one, Namar. I have no idea what the fuck's going on with these two here. It's just like never-ending ice blight. Oh, thank God, the Screechy Lego is leaving the zone. And before fucking normal Legiana follows us. How did I know he was going to follow us? I think we might need some dung pods just to get rid of this other Legiana. Because I don't think we're supposed to be just under fire by both of them the whole hunt. I think it's just a case of the Legiana went to the nest and has basically refused to leave. I don't, because it's not like Rathian and Rathlos where you're going to fight the two if they're both on the map. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to just be in a permanent 2-on-1 fight here. Yeah, this Legiana is just the little brother that we have to take that he has to take everywhere. Ow. That's it. Bringing the null berries is effectively pointless because there's just so much ice blight going around because there's two of this bitch. Just like flinging like ice everywhere. Oh god, I'm stunned. Ah. Nice one. Alright, if you have any, Damar, grab some dung pods from the camp while you're there, so we can get rid of this fucking Legiana. Okay, they finally separated. Oh, I heard you pull the parry off. Nice. Oh, he's eating. No eating for you. Oh my god, my hot drink has worn off twice in this hunt. Okay. Gonna sharpen. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask. So, how are you finding keyboard and mouse controls now that you've had a bit more time to get the hang of them and like, and that? Oh god, we're back at the twofer. Oh yeah, the freedom of camera definitely makes a huge difference. And the ability to assign like certain combos to a single button also really makes it easier to play some of these weapons. Oh my god, he's limping! Okay, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cap him once he gets to the nest, because I believe we only have one cart left due to the double Legiana fight we've been dealing with. So just to be safe in case, like, and not risk our last cart, I'm just gonna cap him. Alright, got him.
Are you okay? I found the tracker. Let's hurry on over there.
Yeah. Thing is, when he was on his own, he wasn't hard. It legit was when we had to fight both Legiana and Shrieking at the same time in the same location. Because we were just basically under permanent frostbite, or frostblight. And we just couldn't make out what the fuck was going on. Because, like, I think, like, even you, like, I reckon even you, like, noticed that, like, when he was on his own, he wasn't difficult. Oh yeah, we definitely did very good, like, despite that, for sure.
You kids saved me again. Thank you.
I'm so glad. You're safe. But really, I
Seismic action, the old Everworm. I'm out of time. My story ends here.
Souls, the ecosystem. Old Everworm. Is this about Velcana? The shard originated from here, meaning Velcana's nest must be nearby.
Oh, do I feel like you will love the design of Volcana's nest when we actually get to go there.
So, who's in?
Because it's one of those areas of the map where, unless you're actually fighting Volcana, you just can't access.
That's the spirit.
But I feel like you will really like the design of Volcana's nest.
We can't chase after it now. Let's head back and regroup first.
Alright, I have officially talked it up, so now I've got to see if I've raised your hype for nothing. Ooh, okay, I just got a really good jewel for longsword. I fucking got sheath and expert. Like, that's insanely good for longsword specifically.
Velcana is presently in the Hoarfrost Reach. We're certain of that now.
You got a Legiana mantle.
So let's just glide over the little spot of trouble I was in and focus on the important matters at hand, shall we?
Don't think you're getting away that easy. After we finish this meeting, you'll stick around for some advice from a concerned friend, all right? That said, those notes you found are...
Yeah, your luck has been depleted. Get ready for an entire week of farming Odogaron for a mantle now.
I'm not ready to buy wholesale into some scratches we happen to find on a piece of cloth, but it's all eerily similar to what's going on. Well, at any rate, this is vital intel. I'll be sure to talk to my old man.
Thanks. And be sure not to leave out a single detail, huh?
Of course. Now, if we're sure that Velcana is back in the Reach, then we need to hurry with the weapon shipments from Astera.
About that. Just a bit ago, we received a report that a subspecies of Anjanath was spotted along the route to the landing area.
What? Why didn't you say so?
Oh, we're fighting
Weapon
Vulgar
transport
Anjanath.
comes Now they're gonna get trampled. Sorry to ask you this when you've just gotten back, but could you two go out and hunt that Anjanath?
Yeah, we can try Discord call again in a second. Just gonna wait until I'm out of the convo.
Lead them here to Celion.
Hello, hello.
Roger that. We'll send word if any trouble pops up.
Hello.
Ah, you can hear me. Nice.
Yep.
I was just typing in Twitch if you wanna try again on Discord.
Well, we finally managed to connect it. Yeah, that was really odd. I'm assuming
Yeah.
Discord was just having a moment.
Everyone back safe.
Yeah, it's normal with Discord, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, I believe it is Vulgar Anjanath now.
Yeah, they said something about Anjanath now.
Yep.
Does he still breathe fire?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so we have Vulgar Anjanath, and then I believe after Vulgar is when we get the other two.
Oh, I'm so excited.
There you are, Kramer. Stay tough. I wonder.
Alright, I want to go look at that Shrieking Legiana stuff.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Let me watch some stream of it, let's.
Huh, black belt set. Nice. Ooh, okay, I've unlocked the ability to look at the Odogaron armor, so if you look at stream, this is the Odogaron armor.
Oh, gimme.
Yeah. So I
I
imagine
need it.
the Ebony Odogaron will basically be that, but completely black.
I need it. I need it.
Yep. Just the SpongeBob meme real quick. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it. Okay, let's see. Have I got... Okay, I haven't got the tools I need to upgrade my Tigrex Greatsword yet. So there is a thing down here, but I'm pretty sure that's something I'm not going to get for a long time. Because I know what monster that is that's connected to this tree. Yeah.
I saw that I need some type of mantle to upgrade my sword, and
It'll probably be Nargacuga Mantle.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
would make sense.
Yeah. With me,
But
I
it's
need a
still with
Tigrex
question marks.
Mantle, but I also need something from another monster that I don't know yet. Which makes me think I haven't fought it yet. But also, there is another tree connected to the Tigrex one, and I know exactly what monster that is. And it's one we're not going to be able to fight for a very long time. So, I will say, due to Anjanath still being a relatively new monster, I have no idea how the biology of full Anjanath works.
Hmm.
When the convoy hits land, I'll tell them to
Ah! I hit my hand
Ooh.
right in the elbow. Oh.
Ooh. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. You just cry in silence. Okay, let's see if Engineer will be easy fight as well.
I imagine his moveset won't be that much different from normal Anjanath.
Alright.
The like subspecies or deviants don't tend to change that much from their original in terms of at least of
Oh, yeah.
moveset.
I was actually really surprised by the Legianas that I died only twice and not that fast.
But yeah, well, I
I
reckon
didn't
we
expect
actually
that.
wouldn't. I reckon we actually wouldn't have died if it wasn't in fact both Legiana were in the same place
Yeah, I
and
think
just
so.
refused to leave each other. Because listen, once Shrieking was on his own, the fight was super easy.
Yeah, actually. I don't know, maybe it was a little bug because it was weird. It was really following us all the time.
Yeah, that Legiana was just fucking glued to us. And as I'm pretty sure like it's not like a Raffi and Rafflos situation where if they're both on the map, you're gonna be fighting them at the same time.
He's on the other side.
Yep, looks like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I don't think I have a camp over there. Okay.
There's only the first one, but I think we're already closer right now.
Yeah. damn, this Angelov is walking faster than we can run.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's a
We
fast
literally
boy.
can't catch up to him. He's just taking a leisurely stroll.
Oh, Tigrex is here.
Oh, the turf warring.
No, okay, nice.
Oh, let's see this. I'm expecting something gratuitously violent,
That's gonna be
given
awesome.
that Tigrex is involved.
No, my photo is full.
You just take a picture of it again.
Yeah.
I will say, but if Tigrex actually has a turf form of Dogron, and it is very violent. Like those two go at each other.
Okay.
Which,
So
I
before
mean-
we go,
Props to a Dogron for not backing the fuck down from Tigrex. Not a lot of monsters are that insane to fucking challenge Tigrex head on. So, it's not in this game, sadly, and hasn't actually made another appearance for a while. But did you know there's actually a mammoth monster?
really?
Yeah, it's like a armored mammoth.
Oh,
So its name is Gamma,
oh shit.
and some interesting lore here. Its lore is somewhat related to Tigrex in a way, not in the sense of like family tree related.
Hmm.
So, you know the Popo, those like weird like big fluffy animals that are in this region?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those tend to be Tigrex's preferred like prey most of the time.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and a Gamoth is basically like a matriarch of the Popo. In the sense of like Gamoth's entire role is to protect the herd of Popo from a Tigrex. Like almost specifically Tigrex. I'll see if I can get a picture of Gamoth after this hunt. But yeah, it's basically a armored mammoth.
Oh.
And like I said, its main purpose is to basically lead a pack of Popo and fight Tigrex. Like I said, it sadly only made one game appearance and it hasn't returned yet, which is weird because the other members of the Fated Four have.
Mhm.
Alright, I should probably explain that name, shouldn't I? The Fated Four.
Yeah, because I'm just like nodding to not knowing what you're saying.
Right. So I think it's Monster Hunter Frontier, or it's either Frontier or Freedom Unite, one of the two. Basically, one is a handheld game, one is a non-canon game. I don't remember which is which though. But in the handheld one, it was known as the first Monster Hunter game with multiple flagships. The flagship being like the monster that tends to be on the cover, and the main one in like the promotional material.
Uh-huh.
For example, Rathalos is the flagship of the first game, and thus the flagship of the whole series, as he's the one that started it. In the second game, I believe the flagship was Kushala Daora. Third, it was Lagiacrus, and so on. I think I'm just gonna say Frontier because I think it's that one, and I don't know for sure, so someone will probably correct me. But in Frontier, it had 4 flagships,
Oh.
and they were nicknamed and referred to as the Fated Four, and we have actually already fought one of them.
Really?
Yep, Glavenus was one of them.
Ah.
And in Monster Hunter Rise, two more of them showed up. Astalos and Mitsune are the other two. So the 3 of the Fated Four have actually appeared in other games. So we just need Gamoth to return, which means we could potentially see Gamoth in Monster Hunter Wild. 'Cause
I
it would
was
be
just about to say that I'm not sure if he's gonna be in the next one because from what I saw, it's set in the like tundra, not tundra. I mean, like desert
desert.
area.
Yeah, but to be fair, Monster Hunter tends to have multiple maps for different environments.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
I forgot about
yeah,
it.
but I'm saying we could see Gamoth in the next game, but I don't know because it would be very odd for them to bring back 3 of the members and leave Gamoth randomly like as a
Yeah.
non-returning when the other 3 have all shown up. For reference, Monster Hunter Sunbreak had 3 flagships, which are then referred to as the 3 lords in game. That being Lunagaron, what's its name? The weird vampire dragon. I can't remember its fucking name. God damn it. It will come back to me eventually.
Oh yeah, sure.
Melzeno. And Gamgalala, I think it was. Which, fun fact, the 3 lords are actually based off of Dracula, the Wolfman, and Frankenstein's monster.
Oh.
So Lunagaron was based off of a werewolf. Melzeno was based off a vampire, and Gangalalo was based off of Frankenstein. So, yeah. So, cool little bit of lore there.
Oh, he enraged.
Yep.
And that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hope we're gonna see. Gamma. You said Gamma. The mammoth.
Gamoth, yeah.
Gamma. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hope we see. I hope she comes back.
Oh, we have the opportunity to use the avalanche now.
Yeah. Honestly, as you imagine, a lot of people are surprised Gamoth didn't return in Iceborn by the fact that a big focus of this one has been the Ice Zone. And Gamoth
Yeah, it
was
makes
a
sense.
ice-specific monster.
Yes. One more time, please. Did it work? No.
No, I think he didn't quite hit it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Still nothing.
I think it needs multiple hits for the wall to go down, but I'm not sure on the exact number.
Oh,
Oh, no, it's going.
now it's working. Yes. But it's really slow.
It is, yeah.
Oh, thank God it worked.
Yep. Also, I will say, I have no idea why he has electric abilities.
Yeah. Maybe
I have no fucking clue how he has
We just
electric powers.
like, why not? I guess.
Yeah. Like I said, there's normally something that explains why they have a specific ability, or like at least can explain how they can do it. This guy is just like, nah, he can just do electricity now. Because one example of that is Legiacrus, who is part of the Leviathan like tree of monster, which were introduced in Monster Hunter 3 and have not really returned since 3. Well, a big part of 3 was focusing on underwater combat, and since it basically allowed you to swim, so they had a bunch of underwater monsters. And so they created an entirely new category called Leviathan. And Legiacrus is basically the flagship of the Leviathan category, as well as Monster Hunter 3 as a game.
Oh, it missed.
Yep, I noticed. But how Legiacrus's ability is he's an electric Leviathan, and how he does it is the spikes on his back are actually like shockers, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's how he can use like the electricity is it's the spikes on his back that do it. Also, one thing you may notice if you end up playing other Monster Hunter games is the story tends to be a issue is happening with the village, it gets blamed on one monster, you end up building up strength to then hunt it. You hunt it and then you realize, oh, actually, it wasn't that monster, it was another monster. In Monster Hunter Tri's case, basically the village was suffering earthquakes, or well, the island was, and they just blamed the earthquakes on the Gaiacrus. Even though that thing is in no way big enough to cause earthquakes. And then after you hunt the Gaiacrus, the earthquakes don't stop, and then it's like, oh no, actually the cause of it was another monster known as Sideus, who was causing the earthquakes by accidentally ramming into the island. And the reason it was accidentally running into it... Oh, okay, look at his back, that's cool.
Yeah, I just noticed as well.
Okay, that is really cool.
Really nice.
Yeah. I'll give him this guy's got the color aesthetic going.
Oh yeah.
So Sideus is one of the larger monsters of the series. So he's in like a special category. So he's not as big as Zora, but he's in the same category as Zora. This is a monster that can destroy an island if given an incentive. But yeah, so the thing that was actually causing the earthquakes was Sideus, like, basically ramming into the island. Except, do you want to know why Sideus was ramming into the island?
Tell me.
He couldn't see. Sideus are blind. So he was in his random blind swimming was just happening to bump into this island over and over. And each time it did, it caused like a small earthquake.
And poor guy got hunted for it.
Yeah, basically. So, Sideus is one of those examples of, I'm pretty sure evolution fucked them over for some reason. And basically, so, Sideus don't start off blind, right? Like, they're born able to see. And what happens is, as they grow up, one of their horns overgrow and end up covering their eyes.
Oh.
So as they get older, they lose the ability to see because their horns overgrow. And when I think of that, I just think of that boar whose tusks basically grow back into its head.
Oh yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of that with Sideus. It's like, so it's a monster that I'm pretty sure evolution just gave it the middle finger for some reason.
You gotta love evolution. Like,
yeah, some monsters get everything,
got...
and so like,
yeah.
some things get everything, and some things get like royally fucked over. I mean, fucking look at hippos. I have no idea what evolution was smoking to cause those bastards.
Exactly. Can he go to his nest? No.
Nope, not quite.
I think he's limping. You wanna capture him or kill him?
I think we can kill him. We haven't lost any cards.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, he hasn't actually been that difficult. Outside of like one or two attacks that hit really hard, he's not been too difficult to deal with. Oh.
Oh, nice. Oh, come on.
He was just not on, just about not on it.
He slided, that doesn't count.
Yeah, no, the Leviathan category actually held some really interesting and unique monster designs. One of my favorites is Gobble, who is a mix between a anglerfish, one of those like inflating fish, and
Pufferfish.
yeah, so he's basically a mix between an anglerfish, a pufferfish, and one more like the flat face fish, you know them.
Oh yeah, I need to
Yeah,
see that
yeah.
one.
So Gobble is a mix between those three.
Wait, let me search it up. Gobble.
Yeah, Gobble. Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, so I mean, like, the Leviathan category had some really interesting and cool monsters with that.
That one is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of sad the Leviathans haven't returned, because they actually had some really cool designs, because they basically could go full aquatic with them. Look at, well, technically one or two Leviathans have returned, mostly, Ludroth, but we haven't seen the bulk of the category return. Because obviously with how Gobble works, he's fought almost entirely underwater.
Well, I'm kind of hoping they will give the like a water region in wilds maybe.
Yeah, I hope they try underwater combat again, because with the advancements... Oh, here we go, these two are going to fight again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Time
it's
to
rare
retire.
that a HUD goes on long enough that the monsters just decide to go a second round.
Let's go.
He was low enough health that literally a rock from the slinger killed him.
Happened?
Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you, Tigrex. Yeah. I guess while we're on the like topic of looking at monsters from past games, look up Lagiacrus. I think you'll like him too. His primary monster design is a crocodile.
Holy shit. Okay, that one looks really nice.
Yeah,
Sea Wyvern. Oh my, I need water. I love water.
yeah. Like I feel like you would actually have loved Monster Hunter Tri, because the big gimmick of that game was underwater combat, and they went with it by adding like all the Leviathan ones, who are like basically very aquatic based.
I hope they bring it back in wilds.
I do as well. I reckon they could actually pull underwater combat off pretty well now with the advancements they've made in this series. Now, actually, fun fact: Lagiacrus was actually originally supposed to be in World.
And why the fuck he is?
Because there's actually like really old playtest footage that shows him in the game. I think the reason he wasn't added is they couldn't get the skeleton of the monster to work. Like, it kept running into technical issues and the skeleton wasn't functioning properly. But there's actually like really old playtest footage of like showing Lagiacrus versus Anjanath. Yeah, so he was originally supposed to be in World,
Yeah,
and he was
this
like
one.
took out like at some point in development. Oh, here we go, the new subspecies.
Yeah.
Alright, so I believe this is, yeah. So I think these are our guys.
Let's head to Astera. There may be something we can help with.
Be careful.
Oh my god, this one is actually as well. Oh!
You two.
I'm looking up the Leviathans of the
Yeah.
third game.
Have you seen
The-
Sedeus yet?
No.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing purple Ludroth. I don't know. Ludroth.
Oh yeah, Ludroth.
No idea how.
Chief asked us to come see if we
That one
could.
looks cool too. I have no idea how to pronounce these names.
Yeah, that's fair. So Sedeus is technically an Elder Dragon, but he's kind of like a dual category of he's an Elder. I guess you could technically call him an Elder Wyvern. Oh no, Elder Leviathan more, but he's technically an Elder Dragon. But his base species is a whale.
I'm thankful. You're just the help that we needed.
What was the name again?
Wasn't long after you
Stedaeus.
we started getting reports of the song being heard all around the New World. Soon after that, previously undiscovered subspecies appeared, and wasted no time before starting to run amok.
Commander, I have strong reason to believe that the song is what
I
caused the
have no
Legion
idea
fly
how
across
to
the
write that.
hinterlands.
Cadeus.
And if
Ah.
monsters start leaving their natural habitats, it's only natural that there are other consequences for the ecosystem. I think this is
That's so
ultimately
cool.
what was written on the
Yeah.
song
Holy.
and the impact on the ecosystem.
And you can kind of see from his image, like his horn overgrowing his eyes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been told what was written on that.
Another monster that was unique to Try that hasn't reappeared is Gen Moran.
It seems very likely that the Puke Puke
He's
and all
basically
of
a
these
sand
subspecies
whale.
were a precursor to our current troubles as well.
At any rate,
And he was
I'll be sure to
he was
take
one of the
meticulous
siege
notes
monsters,
about
so
where
it was
all
one
these
where you
monsters
had
started
to use
come
like
up.
siege equipment to fight him,
I'll leave you to it.
just because of how fucking big he
Remember,
was.
I'm counting on you to help repair Celiana's defenses. Good luck.
More subspecies.
Yeah, I love that one as well.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of really cool like monsters that were in Try that just haven't made
it's-
reappearances.
It seems like in this third Monster Hunter game there was like shit ton of monsters.
Yeah,
Is
I
there
think-
like DLC sorts, or was
there
it
was
just
actually a DLC
huge?
expansion, yeah, Monster Hunter Try Ultimate, which was it's basically Iceborn's equivalent for Monster Hunter Try. It added Master Rank and a bunch of new monsters, including one of the Black Dragons. In fact, fun fact, out of the 3 Black Dragons, 2 of them debuted in Try.
Oh,
Alatrion debuted in base game at the end of the multiplayer story mode. Oh yeah, in the old handheld games they had the single player story, which was like the village stuff, but then they had a separate story for multiplayer.
oh, that's nice.
And Alatrion was at the end of the multiplayer one. And then in Monster Hunter Try Ultimate, at the end of the Master Rank multiplayer story, you fought Dire Morales, who is the second of them. So out of the 3 Black Dragons we know in the series, 2 of them came from the same gen.
Let's go.
Have you seen Gen Moran's subspecies?
No.
Okay, let me see if I can find its name. Hollowed Gen Moran. It's a purple Gen Moran.
Yeah, I see here in the on the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Holy. Okay, that one is cool.
Yep. So yeah, so funny, I do think Try actually had the most new monsters in the series. As in, like, almost every monster in the game was new. There was very
Those
few
feels
of them
like there was
returning.
the most monsters as well.
So I wouldn't say it had the most monsters, but it definitely had the most new monsters. Like, very few of the returning cast showed up. Like, obviously Rathalos and Rathian were still there, and Diabolos was there. Because they're almost like staples at this point. You can't have a monster game without those 3 showing up.
Oh wait, I know why it seems like there's a lot, because on the list of monsters here that I found in the fandom, it shows even like the small monsters you hunt just for food, like the Kelby that are running
Yeah.
in Fort as well.
Yeah.
I was like, holy, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, it shows the small monsters, and like I said, try introduce the Leviathan category, so they wanted to really show it off. so they made a bunch of Leviathans.
Yeah, the Leviathans were awesome.
Yep.
Now I'll be disappointed if they don't add water.
Yeah, like I said, so the underwater combat wasn't well received when Try first came out, which, to be fair, it was Monster's first try attempting something like that.
Mm.
And I don't think it was as bad as a lot of people made it out to be, but it definitely could have been improved.
Well, I hope they'll improve it
Yeah,
and
I feel
try
like
again.
if they tried it again now, I feel like they could actually make it really good, and then they could
Yeah.
actually bring the Leviathans back properly.
I hope so.
Same. Ooh,
Because like with the new technology and stuff, I think it will be easier for them to make it.
yeah. I think it's maybe. I think part of it could be the worry of attempting underwater again because they knew it wasn't
Yeah.
well received in the first time they tried it.
Yeah, that could
So
be.
there could
yeah.
be the worry of if they announce they're doing it again, it might not be well received just because people have bad experiences with it before. I don't know. Ooh, so one monster before we jump into the Ebony Odogron quest, which I believe it's named Bad Friends, Great Enemies. Is the one with Ebony Odogron. So Lagiacrus has subspecies as well. There
What?
is the white Lagiacrus, which is basically one that is adapted to live on land. And then there is the one I want you to look at, because I feel like you'll love his design, Abyssal Lagiacrus, who is designed to be the opposite and live in the deepest reaches of the water.
He just pooped.
Yep.
I love that one.
Yep. And the thing is, when you fight Abyssal Lagiacrus, you fight him in the same arena you fight Sedeus. So he actually shares an arena with one of the boss monsters,
Oh.
which is not a thing, which is not a title many monsters can say they have. Alright, I am departing on the quest to get the cutscene.
Yeah, me as well. Any idea where he might be?
Okay, so this is in the Coral Highlands. I believe he's in the general area, so, you know, like the, oh, let me just pull up the map.
I'm keeping a record of the monsters being affected by that song.
I believe he should be in Area 8, I think?
Okay.
Yeah, Area 8. So, just head there. Alright, fuck you guys then. I was trying to pick up tracks and I kept getting like the Shamos just like knocking me over. Also, there is a Naga Cougar on this map. Ah, there he is.
Oh yeah, I'm see. Oh. Oh. He looks a little bit more deadly.
Yeah. Also, just those red glowing eyes. So this is a Dogron that has somehow developed the ability to wield dragon energy. How he has developed that skill, I don't know.
I
But
have
yeah,
no idea.
so this is a Dogron that can wield dragon. Which is both a bad thing and a good thing. But mainly a bad thing for both us and him. Bad for us because, oh god, it's dragon.
Okay. So now I should be able to join you.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know how much you remember about dragon energy that I know I've talked about it once or twice.
Yeah, I know you've talked about it, but
Yeah, but I don't know
I'm
how
not
much
sure
you
I
recall
remember
of it.
much.
To be fair, I talk about so much random shit with Monster, it's hard to tell which parts people have actually listened to.
I listen to everything, but I don't even remember the names.
Fair. Yep. So, dragon energy is very powerful, so so it's good that he's able to wield it. But when wielded by a monster that is a non-elder dragon, it deteriorates their mind. So think of it like it's a powerful energy you can basically wield and manipulate, but it it destroys your mental state.
Okay.
I guess to use D&D terms, imagine both physical stats, but also massively lowers intelligence.
Hello, Odo. I have not seen him so long.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong button.
Yeah, so I imagine this isn't a Durgron that's basically in the midst of going insane, but the fact that it seems like he can't turn the dragon off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, for example, I know Devil Joe can wield dragon, but he has a specific organ designed to produce it in small quantities, specifically to avoid that effect. And it's the whole reason why Savage Devil Joe are such a threat, is because it's basically the organ producing too much dragon energy that the Joe can't turn it off. Ow. Okay, this guy's starting to hurt a bit.
Yep.
Especially with that weird, like, dash he does, where he's surrounded in, like, red electricity. Yeah, that.
Yeah, you mean this one?
Yeah. That yeah, he's like, hey, let me just give you a demonstration so the chat knows what you're talking about. Yeah, specifically that attack. He seems to just whip it out of nowhere, and it is really fast.
Let me cut off your tail. I need it.
So, because we're probably going for the mantle on this guy so we can make the armor, we're probably going to want to cap him, because that will give us our best chance at the mantle.
Oh yeah. But I still want his tail.
Oh yeah, obviously, we need to get the tail. Because that also has a chance to give us the mantle.
Really?
Yeah.
But I suppose it's gonna be really low.
Actually, it's higher than just carving him. So so getting it from the tail is higher than carving him if we kill him. But so our best chance to get the mantle is cut his tail and then cap him.
Oh yeah. So we have double chance.
Yeah, and if we can do it on an investigation, that'll give us even more chance. Because then we have the investigation rewards as well, which has a chance for it. Calm the fuck down, buddy.
He's a good boy, he listens. For a bit.
Oh!
Oh, turbo.
Okay.
Nice.
So what? I think this is the same tier 4 that Durgron has with Tigrex, so this is about to get violent.
Oh yeah. Okay, they're going for it.
Yeah, see what I mean? Also, do you love how, like, Narco just slams him against the wall to get him off?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really like. I'll give it to the Odogaron. Not many monsters are insane enough to try and go that hard at one of these guys. But yeah, they really went for it.
Yeah. Okay, but now he can leave again.
Yeah, now yeah, now you've done what we need you to do, Dargahuga. Do you mind leaving? I don't want to repeat of the Legianas.
And I'm bleeding.
Ah, right, yeah, he does blood loss. Probably should have brought a Stera Jerky. It's one of
If I don't get
those
focused.
specific counters to specific monster effects, but so few monsters do that effect that I forget to grab them. For example, so few monsters do blood loss that I forget to grab a Stera Jerky whenever I do fight them, because I don't have to grab it that often. Same with, as I was talking about with Nightshade Paloomu. Oh, I got his tail.
Nice.
Only one monster really spams sleep, so I keep forgetting to bring sleep resistance to fight him. Even though he's like the only monster that does sleep as its primary attack.
I got the tail.
Same. And then this is just chasing the Nargacuga. he really just wants to throw hands. I feel like this Odogaron is the embodiment of the meme of I don't want peace, I want problems always. he is that made manifest, this Odogaron.
Oh! I parried.
Nice. Damn, it was just short of hitting that. I'll give a Odogaron this as well. He always makes you look cool as fuck fighting him.
Yup. That's true. I'm gonna go to a camp and restock real quick.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'm still good for a little bit, so I'm gonna pursue him. Because luckily I have the free meal skill and it's been kicking in, so I haven't been losing a lot of my big healing items. Thankfully. Though I only have it at level 1 because obviously I'm not running Tigrex armor, I'm running Lavinus armor.
Should have everything.
Nice. Ow. Also, yes, Narkuga and Ojogron are both here, and they are in fact just fighting each other. They're not doing what the Legiatas did of actually, like, just teaming up. No, they're actually just going after each other.
That's a better option.
Yeah. But I like that, like, the monsters actually just straight up have beef and go after each other. Oh, he's limping.
Oh, he's limping!
Alright, we can cap him.
Go.
Because I know in past games, but if two monsters are in the same zone, they would just straight up team up on the hunter. They wouldn't fight each other. Yeah, so back in those days, dung pods were basically essential. If you were doing a hunt that had more than one monster on the map. It's either that or you'd have to be really good at 2v1ing. Oh, he's on his way down. I've got the trap
he
over
just
here.
fell on me.
Yep. Okay. Come on, over here. Yes!
Nice. Let's go.
There we go.
Ebony Odogaron, successfully hunted. Amazing work.
Let's go.
Just a nice fight. I love fighting Odo.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'll give a Dogoron this. He makes you look cool as fuck fighting him. Oh, that end screen is terrifying.
I just see myself climbing.
Look at the screen. Look at the stream for a second. Look what I'm staring at.
Oh,
That is terrifying.
that is really devilish.
Yep.
And I didn't get the mantle, and now it starts.
Yep. And now we start the farming. Let's see how many pieces of the armor we can craft though, because we got a fair bit. I mean, even if we did get the mantle, we were gonna have to hunt him a couple of times anyway.
Yeah.
It would just come down to, like, how many we would need.
You're doing great. Oh, that reminds me.
Get it done for me, will ya?
I wonder.
Alright, let's look at this armor. Here we go.
Okay. Just check the armor, what I can make.
Yeah, I haven't got enough to make any pieces. But I could probably get them after like one more hunt.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I can craft anything.
I had a feeling. Alright.
Wait. There's a lot more options. What? Am I looking on the... Huh? Oh, it looks different because I have a male character. I was wondering why I don't have cat ears. Sucks. Don't like it.
The advantage of being a female character, I guess.
But it still looks cool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, so what we can do is we can hunt the next of the subspecies you have to do, and then we can farm a Dogoron, or we can just go straight to farming a Dogoron.
I'll leave it up to you. You decide what you wanna do.
Well, after we fight the next one, I think we have one more monster, and then we have our rematch with Volcana.
Okay.
Which I think the rematch with Volcana would be a good place to end the stream, because then we basically get into the final stretch where we have to do the Elder Dragons.
Yeah, let's do it like that.
Alright. Right. Yeah, because we're actually coming up to the end of the base Iceborn story. Obviously, there's the post game story, which is just as long.
But it felt fast.
To be fair, a lot of the monsters we're hunting in the base game story are like the new ones added in Iceborn.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of monsters in post game as well. I would say Iceborn doubled the monster roster, but a lot of them are like in the things we do after we beat the story. Well, where the post game story takes place. And also, I guess base game feels longer because you have low rank and then high rank.
Yeah.
So you know, because I think Iceborne's base story is about the same as low rank or high ranks as a story. Everyone's favorite location, the Rotten Vale. Now, it'll be interested to see what you make of this monster.
Let's see. I suppose he's gonna be in the bottom of the region.
He'll be towards the bottom, yeah.
We have to get our defenses together before Velkhana's breath reaches Celiac.
Oh, this region sucks.
God damn it. I'm gonna need you to take a chill pill, Providence.
Okay, he looks cool.
Yeah. I'm guessing you just got the cutscene.
Yep.
Is the cutscene still playing? Or is it just finished?
It's gonna end, I think. It's roaring at me.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So this is acidic Lavinus, who basically is built, more built it as, so he has these like weird acidic crystals growing on his tail.
Mhm.
It went that, that's not like a specific evolution like thing. It's just something that's happening because of the area down here.
Yeah.
To him, sharpening his tail is actually him trying to get the crystal off his tail because they're corroding it.
I see.
Yeah. So it's just a case. So it's just a case of the Rotten Vale being an awful place to live. That's
I
it
can
though.
see
Obviously, these weird like acidic crystals growing in his tail give him somewhat of an advantage because while they're acidic, he can still weaponize them. But yeah, he has to sharpen his tail quite often because they slowly dull the blade. Also, I'm not sure if you noticed it in a cutscene much, but he uses his tail like a blade whip rather than like a full-on sword.
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, if you looked at like his movements, his tail is way more flexible than a normal Glavenus is, and he uses it more like a blade whip than an actual sword.
Ooh.
Yeah, it kind of shows off in how in the cutscenes, but it's one of those you have to kind of be paying attention to actually notice details. But yeah, no, his tail is way more flexible than a standard Glavenus's tail, and so he basically uses it like a sword whip. As opposed to normal Glavenus, who just treats it like a great sword tied to the end of a tail.
Yeah, let's see if I went the right way. Oh, yeah. I think I did.
Yep. Hello.
Hello.
Ow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but like, you can
Okay,
really
I see what you mean.
yeah, you can really see it in the way he moves.
Is he from the same family as the other monster that even like sharpened its blade tail?
Glavinus, yeah. I think this is a Glavinus that somewhat has evolved to live down here in the Vale. But like I said,
Yeah.
the acidic crystals that growing on his tail are less so much a evolution choice and more so just something that's happening down here because of
Right.
how fucking corrosive the Rotten Vale is as a location. Yep. That said, while the crystals are on his tail gives defense down.
Okay.
Which basically means you just take slightly more physical damage from his attacks. I like to imagine this is basically the equivalent of having barnacles just growing on your ass. Imagine it must not be pleasant for him.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that.
Also, so there's a group of monsters in this game that are basically crabs, right?
Yeah.
But they use like the skulls of other monsters as shells, kind of like hermit crabs.
Oh.
And there's one that uses a Glavinus skull as its shell, and it uses the Glavinus like metal jaw to sharpen its pincers. But it's also addicted to doing that, so it kind of like sharpened its pincers to a point where it has to do it constantly because it basically just got addicted to doing it.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
now his pincers are over reliant on the Glavinus like skull.
Fucking addicted crap.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. No, the crab monsters are always really funny, and
I love crabs.
yeah. And funny enough, the crab monsters move like almost entirely move sideways. They never walk like straight ahead.
Oh.
They always move sideways.
Perfect.
Yes, they're a lot of fun. I do like the crab monsters.
Oh, you mounted.
Yeah, but I just got knocked off. 'Cause I didn't brace in time for his jump, so it just destroyed
yeah.
my stamina bar. Ow.
Got both of us.
Yep. I'm gonna wound his tail because
Yep.
it's a glavenus. You kind of want to cut that thing off as soon as possible.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah. Stop shotgunning me with acid crystals, you bastard. Oh,
Oh, he does it as well.
but yeah, it's how he gets the crystals off his tail so he can actually use it.
And I dodged it.
Yeah.
Somehow.
To be fair, the attack has a massive wind-up. It just hurts like hell if he actually catches you.
Yep.
Oh, fucking
Just like
hell.
that.
He just did the equivalent of like the longsword's like quick double slash.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just did an equivalent of that. Fucking hell. That was painful.
I'm doing well.
You sound like it.
Ah, he spins twice. Okay. He started spinning like a fucking Beyblade, so
Yep.
I did not expect that.
I got his tail.
Let's go.
Okay, that should have massively nerfed his range a little bit. I mean, he still has a lot of tail left, but that's definitely nerfed his range. I just noticed there's also a question mark on the map. As in, like, a question mark monster.
Oh,
Oh, it's just Tigrex. So yeah, I picked up a footprint and then the question mark turned into Tigrex. Oh god. Oh nice.
did I do something?
I think you staggered him out of the big like anime slash.
Oh,
'Cause he was definitely charging it up.
that was on purpose. Will he reach the wall? Nope.
Nope.
Oh.
Ow. Oh, we can cap him.
Nice.
And of course I'm doing it because we're on our last cart.
Yep.
Alright, let's see, where is he gonna go to rest?
It looks like he's going to Odo's house.
Yeah, Glavenus would just barge into Odobron's house and say it's his. Oh no, he's going deeper. Is he going to Val's house? Okay, looks like he's coming over here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Acidic Glavenus, successfully hunted. Amazing work!
Right. We have one more monster, and then I believe we're at the rematch of Velcana, which is where we'll call it in terms of story progression, and then we'll probably do a few Odogrons.
Yeah, sure.
And this guy's spitting bullshit was brutal.
You tell me.
Okay. Listen to me.
Oh no, we actually have the rematch now.
Let's keep
Already?
safe.
Huh. I guess the other monster we fight is after it. Because I know there's definitely one more monster that we haven't fought yet before the Elder Dragons. So maybe after this rematch we don't get the Kill Volcana quest. Maybe we get it like a little bit later. Huh. Alright, in that case, we'll just get straight to the Odogrons then.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Huh. Is there a monster I'm missing? Because I know roughly the monsters you run into in the main story, and so far the bulk of them have been accounted for, except for like one, outside of the Elder Dragons, of course.
Oh, that reminds me.
Take care out there.
I just got a mission to hunt a Legiana and a Screeching Legiana. That sounds like absolute hell.
Even though we almost did it.
Yeah, we almost did it unintentionally.
Damn.
I know you've been working hard out there.
Why? Why didn't I get nothing from the Odogaron? Like I have not got single drop from him. That's weird. We even carved his tail.
Yeah. But yeah,
Is it?
but Ebony Odogron gives different parts, so there might be
Oh yeah,
there
I
might be
see. We
different.
need to hunt basic Odogaron. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it might be just looking at the wrong parts.
Yeah, I see it now. The ebony one has like the same set but pure dark basically.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I guess it comes down to which one do you want then, normal Odogron or Ebony Odogron armor.
Is there any difference in perks?
I think there
Didn't
is a
check.
couple of different skills, yeah. But the Ebony one gives dragon attack, but that's only really important if you're running a dragon weapon. So I think in terms of like the weapon you're using, it might be better to go just normal Odogaron.
Yeah, there's critical eye on all and quick shift on leggings. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think
probably
and speed sharpening, that's also not that bad. And
yeah.
yeah,
So
I think the basic one is better. Yeah.
yeah. But to be fair, we're going through this. We're only going through the story, so like we don't need to worry about mid maxing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for end game. But alright, we'll just do Alright, so I put up the Ebony Odogaron, but I guess I'll switch it to the normal Odogaron.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure.
Well, I mean, well, actually, well, I mean, it depends on you. Which one do you wanna get?
Well, the basic one looks kinda better and the perks are better for me, I guess.
Okay, we'll do basic then.
And it might be easier.
Oh, it'll definitely be an easier hunt.
Hey, you!
Remember to select Camp 11.
11, 11, 11, okay. 11. 11. Got it.
Nice. Okay. Before we go in, because it's a Odogaron, I will actually grab my Astera Jerky, assuming I have it. I do, yes. Because you can use Astera Jerky to cure the bleed.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Odo.
Did you get airdropped next to him?
Yep. Let me just pick up some stones. Or come here, pussy boy. He wanna get paralyzed, okay. Is there any stone? Something I can slingshot? Oh, hello. Always roar on the last hit.
Yep.
Oh, nice. His tail is cut off.
Nice.
He's getting destroyed.
Yeah, like I said, this is a significantly easier fight.
Yeah.
Oh, we can multiply if we have ammo.
Oh yeah.
He's just running. He's like, get me out of here.
Like, yeah, after farming some of the monsters, the fights went from like miserable to really fun.
Yeah.
It was same with Toby. I hated him, but then I farmed him and I started to love the monster.
Yeah. I think it's one of those, as you farm them, you learn how their moveset works, and
Yeah,
then the fight
exactly.
actually becomes, then the fight becomes enjoyable. Because you know what attack does what and how to avoid it.
He's such a base boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to imagine the fights in Monster Hunter work kind of like a dance. Like, you gotta match the steps of the person you're with. Weird analogy, but I think it makes sense.
It does. Oh, I did an attack didn't even know I can do.
He's just
You're right.
screaming at us.
He's just running away again. What is Bombaro doing down here?
No, Bamburo is a invader for some reason. Even though I don't think it makes sense for him to be an invader, he is an invader.
He just looks like a sweet sheep.
Yeah, like I
What?
said, I don't think it makes much sense Bamburo to be an invader. He looks like he's built for the whole frost.
Yeah.
Like, including like the fur coat and shit. So it's really funny seeing him walk around the desert, for example. And it's like, you don't look like you're supposed to be here. But yeah, but Bambro is in the invader category, so you can technically show up anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't quite fit in the same as fucking Pickle.
Yeah, like Pickle, you could look at that and be like, yeah, I can see that being an invader. He looks like he is built to survive every environment under the sun.
Yeah, he's built different.
Quite literally. Also, Ebony Odogron is also an invader for some reason.
Okay. Still makes more sense than Bomboro.
Yeah. Also Volgranjanap's an invader. Yeah, for some reason Iceborn just went, let's just have three invaders to go along with Pickle.
Oh. There's another monster.
Oh, yeah, fucking Radaboun's here too. This is just, what? This is just chaos.
I'm gonna just spam my... attacks and hope for the best.
Yep. This right here is the definition of we're surrounded good, which means we don't have to worry about aiming.
I don't think I ever saw 3 monsters at once.
It's very rare. But yeah, you could get all 3 monsters in the same zone. They do just, it just kind of becomes full chaos.
Yeah.
The worst I've seen it is when you've had, you know, so this is from a video. These guys were hunting Pickle, and for some reason, fucking Anjanath, specifically Volgar Anjanath, and Basil Geas were on the map.
Oh.
And given the fact that Basil is almost hard programmed to, if you're fighting something, to show up and bomb the place, they were effectively fighting all 3 monsters the entire mission.
Oh, I can feel the pain.
Yeah. For reference of how long it took and how much health the Pickle had, he turf warred 5 times in the video before he went down. Because, yeah, the Pickle doesn't fucking mess around.
It really doesn't. Huh? He's going maybe to his nest. Oh yeah, good idea.
Yep. Oh.
Oh.
He decided just to come meet us halfway to continue the brawl.
Oh, he's limping.
Oh, nice. Alright, he's probably gonna go to his nest then.
Yeah, he's going to his nest. I think I should be able to make maybe even 2 pieces because I picked up a lot of stuff from the ground.
Yeah.
And I have tickets, so hopefully. I didn't notice if it needs some type of mantle though.
Hmm.
Maybe it's only for the special armor, not just the master rank.
Yeah. Yeah, normally it's the head or the legs that need a mantle.
Yeah.
At least in my experience, it tends to be those two that require a mantle, or that monster's equivalent of a mantle. I say because some monsters don't have a mantle, they have something unique, because of course they do.
Ah, too soon. Oh!
Nice
I
one.
buried him. Oh.
That did. Yeah, I think I caught that on stream. That was nice.
Was it even a parry or just luck?
I don't know. You did something though, but it looked cool. Oh, I got a gem.
Nice.
Which, to be fair, the pieces might need a gem as well. It's just the mantle is the master rank's equivalent of the gem, but sometimes they still require the gem. kind of like how the high rank ones still required a plate.
I didn't get anything special, so
Well, still the end of
let's go
end
for
of
the
Quest
ticket.
rewards.
I got a lot of sinew that I know I need that, so that's good.
Nice.
But nothing else. Plenty of clothes, but I don't think I need that many.
No, we can always check.
Hey, let's see if I can craft something.
Oh yeah, no, the Odogron armor doesn't require a mantle for some reason.
Oh, nice.
I'm just checking it myself. Yeah, no, it doesn't. The armor doesn't require a mantle. Huh?
So it's really for the like yo special versions maybe.
Yeah. 'Cause I know Ebony Odogron needs a mantle for the headpiece.
Yeah, the Death Garan needs for the headpiece only.
Yeah.
And I can craft head or hands or like how it's called here, pants or something like that. So which one?
Hmm.
Like the head is the coolest.
I mean, yeah, the headpiece is pretty good.
And I think I can craft. Oh, I should be able to craft 2 pieces.
Ooh. Very nice.
So I'm gonna do head for sure because that's the best one. Yeah, I can craft 2. Nice. Oh. I'm 1 sinew and 1 heart fank away to craft another piece. That's really nice. 1 order, almost 3 pieces of armor.
That is very good. If we're lucky, we might even be able to get you the full set in like one more hunt.
I need 2 of his tails.
Alright, well, we better get cutting.
And I'm start to looking. Oh my god, this is so cool.
Hard out there.
This one is really the best. I'm never gonna give up on this armor again.
Yeah. I imagine this will be a case of once you unlock layered armor, you're just gonna get the layered for this set and just wear it all the time.
Forever and ever.
Yep. That's it. It's been very enjoyable to see like your excitement and wonder at Iceborn.
It's really amazing.
Yeah.
I did not expect to be such an amazing DLC.
Yeah.
I really thought it would be just like a couple more monsters, harder, so it's more painful. Done.
Yeah, no, they
No,
did not
it's like
skip out.
another
They
game.
went all fucking in.
It's literally another game. Like
Yeah. Iceborn is an example I point to when I of how to do a DLC right.
yeah.
Like this feels like properly like downloadable content, not just here's a
Actually.
new skin and maybe one more gun. No, like this is
Here's
they basically
completely
just sold
new
you an
game.
entire separate game on top of the first one.
Yeah. And for a good price tag, actually.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And I went the wrong way.
Yeah. I think never forget. Was it like Skyrim's 20 like quid horse armor? I think it was something like that, wasn't it? Like it was really
Yeah, I
expensive,
think
and
so,
all they did
yeah.
was just add like a suit of armor for your horse. But I
It's
don't
basically
remember.
what the Blizzard doing right now.
Oh yeah, they're basically doing what Blizzard are doing and what EA used to do. I say used to because EA seem to have gotten a bit better. They haven't
Yeah.
completely gotten out of the habit, but they've gotten better. They're not doing it as often or as egregious.
As I think the EA actually made the cosmetics not cheaper, but just cosmetics, not pay to win, and actually
Yeah.
look nice.
I think with their single player games, they've definitely stopped doing it, at least from what I can tell.
Yeah, I think so. I
Obviously
don't know that many, but yeah.
yeah. So I don't think they've done it with. I know they didn't do it with Jedi Fallen Order. I'm not sure if they did it with Survivor. I haven't actually played Survivor because the
Yeah,
PC
right.
port was kind of not released in a optimal position for it to work. But that could
It
have
was
been
really
patched.
bad.
I actually haven't kept up with it, so I haven't actually checked to see if the PC version's actually been patched to be able to be run.
I think it did, but it could just be patched so it runs better, but still it can be really better as
Yeah.
to this date, so yeah.
But to be fair, again, there are games that have released in much worse condition, that, like, for
Yeah.
a lot worse. But I will admit, this is a trend I wish the game industry would get out of at the moment, which is releasing games in a half-finished state and then just finishing them later.
Yeah. It's I don't know who came up with this term, but it's really annoying.
Yeah, I do kind of wish the game industry would get out of it. It's like Cyberpunk had that happen. Like, I heard Cyberpunk's really good now, but it had the really rocky launch.
Yeah, people praise it, but I pre-ordered Cyberpunk. I was excited for it because it's favorite genre for me.
Yeah, yeah.
But the state it came in, I didn't enjoy it the first time I played.
Yeah.
So like
Thing
even
is,
after
a bad
so many updates,
launch
I'm not
can
excited.
completely destroy a game's rep forever, even if you
Yeah.
eventually fix it.
Even when I see it's good now, people praise it, everything's good. When I try to play it, I don't enjoy my time.
Yeah,
Even if I want to, I just don't.
yeah, exactly. And No Man's Sky was a similar one as well,
Yeah.
but that one was more so the head developer just kept promising things they couldn't do.
Yeah.
And
But
and
there's the difference that the developers of No Man's Sky actually fixed it and made
yeah.
so much more and stuff.
yeah, like I said,
It-
it's basically the same
yeah.
thing with Cyberpunk. They eventually fixed it, and it became what everyone
Yeah.
wanted it to be. But it still had that. But it's still one of those things. Where
Yeah.
it had a really bad launch. Though again, with No Man's Sky though, it's kind of a bit on the player's fault and a bit on the head developer. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it
'Cause-
makes people were hyping it too much. The developer was promising everything.
Yeah, like, the developer was promising too much, and by extension, everyone was overhyping it until
Yeah.
it got to a point where no game on Earth could meet the standard and the hype had got it to.
Yeah.
Like legit, there's no way they could have released No Man's Sky and for people to be satisfied with what it was, with how much was promised and how much was hyped. Like,
Yeah,
literally, I
actually.
don't think any game on Earth could actually live up to that hype or of that.
I think it wasn't even possible back then because it's quite a long time when it released. So.
Yeah,
And it was indie studios. It still is, but I think it wasn't even possible for them to make all the promises true.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I put No Man's Sky as kind of fault of both the players and the developer.
Yeah.
Again,
But it's a good example how to fix the game and
oh yeah, it's a good
make
example how
up
to
for your
fix the
mistake.
game, and it's definitely one I point to of how to fix the game's rep. And
But
I guess
still it
Cyberpunk's
sucks, yeah.
another one I would point to of this is how you eventually get a game to live up
Yeah,
to what people
yeah.
expected. I just
There
wish
was
it happened
also the
sooner.
problem of overhyping it.
I'm noticing
And
there does seem to be a pattern of people overhype a game and then the game comes out and it's really shoddy state.
it's yeah,
And then
mostly all
eventually
the
it gets patched
yeah,
to
yeah.
be what was promised, but by then
Yeah.
its rep's been hurt.
It's always the publishers who just like push it and say all how it was in development for 8 years and
Yeah.
stuff, but they don't tell you that 6 of the 8 years was just planning and scratching stuff on paper.
Yeah, exactly.
And they
This
make
actually
up.
reminds me of quote. I think it's the guy who, I think it was one of the heads of Nintendo said this.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's still the president or if someone else is the president now. I think it's Miyamoto or something.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
but direct quote from him is, a delayed game is eventually good, but a bad launch stays bad. If that makes sense.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, and we've seen that with some games. It's sure they're fixed now and people are praising them, but they still they still yet to escape the rep of their bad launch.
Yeah. Wait, what? I can carve the tail 2 times? What?
Huh. No,
I got the tail once and now I got short. That's weird.
Huh.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
And also sometimes the sometimes it can also be on the head of marketing to learn to shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Exactly.
This is gonna be a example I've mentioned before, and it's a hilarious one. Have you heard of Battleborn?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's an example of the head of marketing shooting the game in the foot. Right.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I guess to go into the story there for people who might not know it. But it says like Demardo, so you can jump in on the story. Basically, so Battleborn, it was I think it was like a MOBA type. Looking at gameplay and that, it looked more akin to a MOBA.
Yeah, it looked like that, yeah.
Yeah, I have to mention this because this is important for the story. So when it was coming out, Overwatch was also being announced and stuff at the same time. As you know, Overwatch is a hero shooter, right? So a completely separate genre. And for some reason, the head of marketing for Battleborn decided it would be a clever idea to put the game in direct competition with Overwatch. And keep in mind, this is Overwatch being released at the time when Blizzard was the gaming community's darling, they could do no wrong. Obviously, Blizzard aren't like that now, but back when Overwatch was coming out, Blizzard were in that position where, to the eyes of the public, they couldn't do any wrong. So the head of the marketing for Battleborn effectively killed the game because he put it in direct competition with Overwatch. And obviously, I'm pretty sure Battleborn was a small studio or something.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so of course people are gonna look at this alright, we'll just play Overwatch by the much bigger and more polished studio at the time. Yeah, so this is an example of where whoever was in charge of that group should have just told the head of marketing to shut the fuck up for a moment and stop comparing the games. Because all he did in comparing it to Overwatch is just make the people go, alright, so we'll just play Overwatch then.
Exactly, yeah. He fucked up real bad.
Yeah, he basically killed the game, where it was. Because even if it was a hero shooter, this is at the time, so Blizzard obviously have gone down a lot since then. But at the time, what dumbass would have put themselves in a direct competition with a new anticipated Blizzard release? Even if it was the same genre of games, even if it was a hero shooter, what dumbass would deliberately put themselves in competition with Blizzard?
Exactly, the best idea to do was just not mention it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do like Overwatch doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh, he's poisoned. Nice.
Yeah, there's a poison shroom, I think.
Yeah, I started that one. I'm poisoned as well.
Ah, that explains it. Oh well.
Yeah. It was all part of the plan.
Oh yeah, the poison will wear him down.
Huh.
Oh, hi Bamboro. It's Bamboro time.
Is he limping already?
I don't know.
What is he
Right now
doing?
he's just shaking. But yeah, no.
Oh,
The game industry, a very interesting thing to look at.
yeah.
Both company and community.
Very
I don't know
true.
if you've heard about like the Smite 2 controversy, but this is a case of where I think players are kind of being entitled.
I have not
So-
heard about anything.
Okay, so to explain this, so I've talked about this before when I streamed Smite, which I do
Mhm.
intend to do again at some point. I just haven't had the free time to do it. Oh no.
Okay, I'm
But,
going away.
When Smite 2 was announced, right,
Mm-hmm.
all the community and vast majority of the player base to talk about is would their skins transfer over, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I mean, okay, fair enough. Like you did spend money on it, on the skins. But like, and Blizzard even not Blizzard, fucking Hi-Rez even said like the skins will eventually come over, right? But they can't add them in straight away because, well, one, they're building the game from the ground up in an entirely new engine, and it would take a long time. Because basically, the argument I see players use of why the skins can't just be there straight away is just port them over. It's like that's not how it would work. Considering
Yeah.
they're building the game from the ground up in an entirely new engine. But yeah, but they have said the skins will eventually be ported over, right? And players can basically get them again for more or less free. Because basically, if when you get Smite 2, if you have a Smite 1 account, you get a thing called Legacy Gems, right?
Yep.
And you get a Legacy Gem for every single gem you spend in normal Smite, right? And Legacy Gems can be used for a handful of things. They can either be used to get a 50% discount on new items, right? So like new skins that are new to Smite 2 and shit. You can use the Legacy Gems to get like a 50% discount on those skins. Or you can use them to 100% buy an old skin that you previously owned. So, for example, if they add an old skin from Smite 1 into Smite 2, you can buy it 100% with Legacy Gems, which they give you for free for just played Smite 1. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I say that I feel like this is a level of entitlement is like, even though again, I've said that you will get your skins back, basically, and you'll be able to get them back for free, all I've seen people do is just be outraged that their skins aren't going to be there immediately on the game's release.
Yeah.
And that's why I mean, like, I feel like it's a bit of entitlement from the player base on that. Like, if they said the skins weren't coming over, or if you would have to pay full price again, fair enough. They would have ground to stand on with their argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. But maybe from the player's view, considering how the game industry works, I might be worried that they won't keep the promise.
I can see that. And if that
Because
ends up being the
it's
case,
gonna be
then
a
yeah,
lot of
the
work, yeah.
players will I was trying to the players will have had an argument if that ends up being the case.
Which I think we won't be able to tell until like
the
maybe
game's
2
actually
years
out.
after Smite 2 releases,
Yeah.
because
Now I will say,
it takes a
Hi-Rez, on one hand though, are pretty good at listening to the players, and they do tend to keep their promises. At least for the most part, they've got a pretty decent track record behind them, which is good. yeah. But as it stands, until like the game's actually out and we see what they do, we won't know. But literally, like, all I see, like, I see some people like to actually look at like all the new stuff they're doing in Smite 2, like updating the graphics, the gameplay, the items, all that. Because they're
Did you get another gem?
yeah, I got another gem. Yeah, so it's all that, and then I see another side community that all they do when they talk about Smite 2 is bitch about their skins not immediately being available.
Yeah.
And yeah. And the thing is, like, and I see a few ask why Smite 2 even had to happen, and to be fair, I can understand that, but there is actually a reason why Smite 2 is even happening. And that is...
Well, I think, yeah, it makes sense it happened because
yeah.
game was old. Developers had new ideas that they want to do, but the engine didn't make up for it. So they needed to upgrade the engine. Makes sense.
Yeah. Because that was basically what I was about to get into is Smite 1 runs on a heavily modified version of Unreal 3, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and Smite 2 is going on Unreal 5. And I have seen some people say, why not just update the base game's engine? It's like that. It's not as easy as that. You can't just press a button and have it happen.
It's super hard even from one version to the next one, but like
Exactly.
2 generations it's basically I think it's impossible to do.
Yeah. And like I said, they're basically treating this as an entirely new game, so they're using it to test out ideas they haven't done before or couldn't do in base Smite because it would change the thing up too much. But also, Smite 1 has kind of very slowly been dying. Like, when I say very slow, I mean very slow, but it has been dying. Like, I reckon Smite 1 probably would still have a few years, because it does have a dedicated player base. But it's very, very slowly bleeding players, because due to how old the game is, it's not retaining new players. Like, people are picking the game up, but they don't give the game a good enough try to learn the intricacies. So they play, like, 1 or 2 matches and they just put the game down and never touch it again.
Yeah.
So it's not... Because, well, one, again, its age shows in its graphics. And
it does.
as bad as much as I hate to see it, the way a game looks does contribute to people's interest to pick it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does work like that, yeah.
Yeah, and as we talked about last time, Smite 1 is also a very in-depth, like, MOBA. There's a lot of intricacies to how its system works for, like, the combat and stuff. And, as I said, so you got people not willing to pick it up because it looks old, and you got people who pick it up but only give it, like, 1 or 2 matches and don't learn the intricacies of the system.
Yeah.
And then just drop it. So it's not retaining new players for those reasons, and it's very, very slowly losing old players. But, yeah. And the thing is, like, again, going back to the people's argument about the skins, it would be worse if, like, it's like, if they didn't do Smite 2 and Smite 1 ended up closing service because the game became unsustainable. Because then your skins are gone for good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, they're not pulling a Blizzard here where they completely remove the old one from, like, existence to force you to play the new version. Because
Yeah, they said something they will keep it up for a few more years, right?
Yeah, Smite 1, they still plan to continue supporting Smite 1 alongside Smite 2. So at least they're not... So if the complaint is with Smite 2 and the stuff, you still have Smite 1, you can still play it and have all your shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Because they're not pulling a Blizzard where they just basically atom bomb the original out of existence.
Like it's kind of difficult from both sides because
Yeah.
there then can be another problem that the people will just don't want to try the new Smite and will keep playing the old one, so the new one
Yeah.
will die.
Yeah,
Even though it might be better, but
it's a
players
difficult
won't
one. We're
want
just
to.
gonna have to see
Yeah.
what happens. I have some faith, but that's because I'm a big like fan of Smite, and I am interested in seeing what they're doing with like
Yeah,
Smite
I
2.
saw a few of their interviews, like insights on the new mechanics and designs, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah,
So
one of the
I'm
things I'm
actually
excited
excited as
for
well.
is the fact that every god can build every item.
Oh yeah.
Because in Smite 1, items are like split between the roles, so not every god can build every type of item. So and I'm a person who likes to make builds and do
Mm.
wacky shit. So I can imagine I am very excited to be able to build anything on any god. Especially since I'm one of the I am an advocate of face punch Ymir from back in the old days. Those were fun times. I don't know how much you like know about Smite history. So I don't know if you know about the whole face punch Ymir thing.
I don't.
Alright, so one of the gods in Smite is Ymir, right? Who's like
Mhm.
the big frost gianty guy. And before the item split, he was a tank. Well, he still is a tank, but he's specifically magic now, right?
Uh-huh.
And there was a build called Face Punch Ymir that, for a long time, was basically a terror of Smite. Like this, like I would almost say that Face Punch Ymir is the reason they split the items. And I'll quickly explain how Face Punch Ymir worked, right?
Yeah.
So Ymir's passive doubles his basic attack damage against enemies who he's hit with his abilities, right?
Mhm.
So basically, his abilities, which includes a stun and a straight line damage skill, um, apply a debuff called Frostbite, and what Frostbite does is it doubles his basic attack damage against you. Right, so it doesn't sound too bad on its own there yet. Before the item split, Ymir could build crit.
Mhm.
Right, so... And the crit would stack with his passive.
Oh.
And there was an item called Deathbringer that increased crit damage by 50%. That also stacked with his passive.
Oh, I can see.
Yep. And so, because of that, Ymir wouldn't have to build a lot of damage. So you could still be tanky and walk around, like, obliterating people with these basics. And again, it's like, you'd be like, oh, you could 1v1 him. Remember, he has a 2-second stun.
That's quite a lot in a MOBA.
Yeah, that's long enough that... so you have this hyper tanky, like, Guardian who basically could walk at you, and could basically, if he got within melee range and hit you with an ability, more often his stun, he effectively was gonna blitz your face out of existence. And again, you could make the argument, oh, you could just trade with him. It's like, yeah, but if he lands his stun, you effectively lose the fight. Because he basically gets roughly 2 seconds to just do whatever the hell he wants to you. Yeah, so Face Punch Ymir was a fucking menace. Not many people built it because I guess not a lot of people liked experimenting back in those days.
Hmm.
But the few people that did build Face Punch Ymir were fucking menaces to society. And I was one of those people.
Of course you are.
Yep. It's just the fucking power, man. Oh yeah. Also, if you thought you could outrun Face Punch Ymir, back then there was also an item called Fatalis, which was an attack speed item that also removed the movement speed penalty on basic attacks.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, if you thought you could, like, oh, I can just outrun him, no, if he will keep up with you.
That sounds that sounds like a really fun build to play.
Oh yeah, like I loved playing Face Punch Ymir. It was hilarious, because a lot of the build was very flexible because you only had
Hmm.
like a handful of items you had to build, which was your crit stuff. You could throw in a
Yeah.
lot of random tech picks that could alter the kind of threat you were. It's like, oh, like throw in Fatalis. Now you have high attack speed and you can basically chase people. Throw in some tankiness. Now people will struggle to actually 1v1 you. Throw in more damage to make sure your crit one-shots whoever you catch. Add blinks, you can effectively act like a jungler and just teleport into lane out of nowhere and kill someone. There was a lot of random tech things you could throw into Face Punch that made it really fun to play, because you could effectively somewhat customize the build to what the match to what you currently needed to make the enemy team hate you.
And that's the main goal of a MOBA.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not pissing
Make
off
the
the enemy
enemies
team,
hate
you're not
you.
playing right. But yeah, no, but so I would point. There's a handful of gods I can point to and be like, yeah, they're the reason the items got split between magic and physical.
Mm.
And funny enough, all of them were magic, as in the gods I can point to that are the reason. All of them are magic. So the reason why is how Smite worked back then. Magic items boosted your ability damage, while physical items boosted your basic attack damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And magic gods already had pretty strong basics. So now imagine you throw in some physical items, so now they have strong basics and abilities.
Oh
It didn't
yeah.
work the other way around. It's just a physicals, because their abilities weren't their primary way of attacking, they wouldn't actually benefit a lot from building magic items. But magicals, due to the fact their abilities were actually pretty good, benefited a lot from having stronger basic attack ability.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, there's a handful of gods I can point to that are the reason physical and magic items got split, and all of them are magic gods. One of the biggest offenders of it is fucking Guan Yu.
Oh, I remember that fucker.
Yeah. So, if you think Guan Yu's bad now, you should have seen release Guan Yu.
I think I'm glad I didn't.
So, we know Guan Yu is a warrior now, and he's pretty decent even now. When he was released, Guan Yu was a guardian, which meant he was a magic character,
Mm-hmm.
which meant his abilities could stack off magic items. So you had his Talon Assault, which is like that weird thing where he spins the Guandao around, does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
He had that, which if you built full ability damage, basically could shred people in seconds. He had his 2, which is basically the exact same. His 2 has not changed. His 1 actually was a scaling heal that scaled off ability power.
Okay.
So he had a scaling heal, a scaling DOT that could shred people, and do you know Amaterasu? Do you know her?
How
you know-
much?
Okay. Do you know what her ultimate is?
Of what? Which one?
Amaterasu.
Oh yeah, I main that one. Of course I know.
Yeah. So Guan Yu's old ultimate was her current ultimate.
Okay.
So you had that 3-strike
Yeah,
slow stun thing.
Okay.
And his original passive gave him protection for every tower that was currently still standing.
Oh.
So early game, it made him surprisingly tanky, but it would fall off late game as towers fell. The problem is, the enemy team would most often or not make it to late game. Because Guan Yu just outscaled everybody.
No wonder I did.
Yeah, so I would say release Guan Yu is honestly the strongest god in Smite history, not even close. And that's saying something, because Smite's had some absurd releases.
Okay.
There's like again, he was only as strong as he was though because of the item split thing,
Hmm.
like because the items weren't split yet, and because he was a guardian, so he had access to the magic options, which made his abilities very powerful. Because
Yeah.
I will say, the main thing restricting current day Guan Yu from becoming a destroyer is the fact that he's a physical god. And the physical options aren't nearly as oppressive as the magic options, even today.
So, by this what you're saying, does that mean that in Smite 2 we're
Guan
in
Yu
a big
we
trouble?
could see a return of release Guan Yu, yeah. Also, they've already confirmed Face Punch Ymir is back. They specifically mentioned Face Punch Ymir when they were talking about the every god can build every item. They outright mentioned so Face Punch Ymir is back. So
They know what the people want.
they know, but that also means we might be running into release Guan Yu again. So hopefully they rebalance Guan Yu because they're gonna have to. Though to be fair, Guan Yu's kit is somewhat different now because he's got a different ultimate and he's got a different passive. And his heal no longer is a scaling heal, it's a flat one. So it's mostly they would just have to make sure his 3 doesn't get out of hand, and I think it would be fine. Because again, a lot of the reason release Guan Yu was so oppressive was his ultimate, his passive, and the fact his 1 scaled on top of his 3 being like a multi-hit ability with decent scaling.
Yeah.
And some protection shred, because of course it had that back in the day. Literally, I think the only ability in Guan Yu's kit that has literally never been changed from release Guan Yu to now is his 2. It is the exact same now as it was back then.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, which
They
shows
just
his
stayed the
2 was the
same.
only balanced ability he had.
That's also impressive.
Yeah, because obviously his 3 is more or less the same, but it's had its numbers and like what it actually fully does altered several times. And his heals just become a flat heal that increases with his passive stacking. And of course, entirely new passive.
Yeah.
And then they gave him the ultimate, which is him riding red hair. Which, if you know any like Romance of the Three Kingdoms lore, is a nice little detail.
I do not.
Right. So the horse Guan Yu rides in his ultimate is called Red Hair, and it was a horse that belonged to someone who, back in the past, was widely considered to be the greatest warrior that's ever lived, even today. Right. And that is Lu Bu.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, I'll put it this way. So Guan Yu is known as the Saint of War, and basically was named the God of War back in during the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is basically like the war for over China. And came out. So Guan Yu already had like a status where he was so it's war times between 3 different armies, and Guan Yu was basically nicknamed the God of War. So that shows the kind of like person he was, right? So already that's terrifying. Yeah, it took Guan Yu and his 2 brothers to fight Lu Bu. It took all 3 of them to match Lu Bu. And I'm pretty sure Lu Bu was still winning that conflict.
Holy.
Literally, to bring Lu Bu, like, down, it legit took 2 of the armies forging a truce specifically to go after Lu Bu's forces. Because he was basically starting up his own army that was becoming like a 4th faction.
Awesome.
Right.
That's really powerful.
Yeah, so Lu Bu was insane. And of course, Lu Bu's horse was Red Hair. I think this is how it was best described. Lu Bu among men, Red Hair among horses. So basically it was like the horse equivalent of Lu Bu.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, after Lu Bu's execution, yes, he was captured and executed, but after the after like the alliance, Guan Yu became the rider of Red Hair. So it's a nice little detail that like his ultimate is he rides Red Hair.
Okay, that's really nice.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those details that like it only really becomes cool if you're aware of like the Romance of the Three Kingdoms and Guan Yu lore. Yeah, no. The main reason I know about Lu Bu is from Dynasty Warriors, which is a hack and slash game based around the Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Hmm, I see.
And in every game, Lu Bu is a super boss that shows up and is always the strongest character in the whole game. To the point where it's a meme in the Dynasty Warrior community, and even in some of the games that because they started adding this in later games, where you just do not pursue Lu Bu. Like if he shows up, you do everything in your power to stay away from that section of the map. And like I said, so it became a meme in the Dynasty Warriors community, and then the developers just started adding the meme into the games by having like generals and stuff actually outright say do not pursue Lu Bu whenever he shows up.
It's really nice when the developers do this.
Yeah. Because effectively how it was is... Because, so as I said, Lu Bu is basically a super boss of Dynasty Warriors. Like, so he's the strongest character in the game and is always, like, this really difficult, like, test of skill if you want to fight him.
Yeah.
Guess at what point in the game they throw Lu Bu at you? The second fucking level.
Oh my god.
So, the first level of Dynasty Warriors is always the Yellow Turban Rebellion. And then the second level is always Hu Lao Gate. And if you know, like I say, if you know like Romance of the Three Kingdoms lore, you know Hu Lao Gate is the place where Lu Bu fought Guan Yu and his brothers.
Oh.
So of course, every time so the second level of the game is always Hu Lao Gate, and every time Lu Bu gets a fucking dedicated cutscene to him showing up and wrecking shit. Followed immediately by the do not pursue Lu Bu.
That's great.
So now you've got to try and complete the second level whilst you've got this super boss roaming the map who's just destroying everyone in his path. It's even funnier but with fucking Dynasty Warrior 7 to actually force you to fight Lu Bu for a bit. Because, you know, they're fucking trolls. You know, it's as I said, in Dynasty Warriors 7, when you do the Hu Lao Gate mission, legit, like, because you get a unique cutscene depending which faction you're playing as, which shows, like, members of that faction clashing with Lu Bu. And then after the cutscene clash, they should have to okay, now survive for a few minutes, while the others get the gate open. So unlike other games where Lu Bu is a choice, this was like, no, you've got to fight him for at least a couple of minutes. Yeah, it's fun.
I can see how knowing some of the lore and background makes the games more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I never
like
had the time to do so.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a big lore nut when it comes to games of series. I like, and I find that a lot of them do expand like my enjoyment of the game.
So I'm glad I met you because now I don't have to read anything and you just gonna tell me.
Yeah, I am a walking encyclopedia of random game knowledge.
And that's the best.
Hell yeah.
And it's for free. Even better.
Honestly, if you ever want to like learn anything about anything, just get a friend who has ADHD. I guarantee they'll know more about that subject than 10 Google searches.
There's something about it.
Like, just find an ADHD person who's interested in the topic you want to learn about, ask them about it, and I guarantee you'll learn more about that topic than any amount of like books or Google searches can tell you. Anyway, I'm gonna probably be ending the stream here.
Yeah, it's kind of late,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
getting late. How much of the armor did you manage to make in the end?
I miss only the pants. I need a dragon bone artifact.
Oh, okay. You get that from just bone piles. So just literally go to any of the
Yeah,
map and just hit the bone piles.
I'm now in the Elder's Recess because it says it has the highest percentage
Yeah,
per bone.
that one's a
It's
pretty
only
easy one to
7,
do.
but
Yeah. I got mine from the desert just because the desert has significantly more bone piles to hit than the other
yeah, that's true.
maps.
Yeah,
So
I'm
that's
gonna
the
go
one
to
I
the
went to,
desert as
because
well.
yes, the chance wasn't as high as the Elder's Recess, but there was more piles I could hit in a sequence. So overall, I had
Yeah,
more
I haven't
chances.
thought about that. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I have full armor.
All right. Cool.
So we did it.
Yeah, we did our job. It just took 2 hunts.
Oh wait, I know. I need to sinew. I forgot for the pants. I
Oh
need
yeah, the
to
scene. Oh
sinew a
yeah,
photo.
so you need to kill another Adogeron.
But that won't be a problem.
Nope, not at all. Anyway, guys, I'll be doing my outro now. Thank you all so much for watching, and yep, join me again Friday from Waikusa, and we are going to raid into Scappa because she is live. No idea what the fuck game she's playing.
And who
Oh,
is that?
it's that weird game where you're playing as like a dog and you go like dirty the house. I don't know if you've heard about that game.
Nope, and I don't see anything yet on the stream.
Hmm.
It's still on your stream.
Yeah, I haven't actually
No
raided
way.
over. I haven't actually sent people over yet.
Well,
Okay.
send me.
Yep. All right, we're sending them over now. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.